conversation between two students.
Hey, Jennifer, how've you been?
Good. Just got some good news, actually. A paper I wrote for my sociology class got accepted to an academic conference in New York City. So I'll be traveling there for a weekend and giving a presentation at this conference. It'll be attended by a bunch of professors and graduate students.
Wow, congratulations.
Thanks. It's great, but now I have to figure out where to stay overnight. I thought the conference might provide us with housing, but it turns out they won't.
Oh, okay. So are you going to stay at a hotel?
I could. The organizers sent out an email with a few possible hotels that are near the conference center. It'd be nice to be with other people from the conference, so I might do it. But the rooms are pretty expensive.
I'm sure it's not cheap.
It's not. So if I want to do that, I'll definitely need to save up beforehand. I won't be able to go to lunch for my friend's birthday or go to that concert we were talking about.
Sounds like a lot to give up.
Yeah, I know. Of course, on the other hand, my Aunt Mary does live close to New York, and she said I could stay with her.
Okay, so why don't you do that?
Well, her house is like an hour from the city by train, so I'd have to take the train back and forth to the conference. And the last train leaves the city in the early evening, so I'd miss the dinner they planned for everyone on the last night of the conference.
Oh, that'd be too bad.
Yeah, it's not required, but it'd be fun to have dinner with everybody and get to meet and talk with them, so I don't know.
Briefly summarize the problem the speakers are discussing. Then state which of the two solutions from the conversation you would recommend. Explain the reasons for your recommendation.
Begin to prepare your response after the beep. Begin speaking after the beep.
The woman in the conversations is facing the problems about he need to stay overnight because she have a presentations conference, and she can either to choose to live in hotel or live with we live in the house of her friends. In my opinion, it's better for her to choose to live in a hotel, so he can stay overnight during the conference. First, he can have lunch and concert with her friends, so he doesn't miss it. And besides, even though the fees of hotel is expensive, but he need to go there with 1 hour if he live with friends.
Since it's not always easy for the two people who disagree to find a solution by themselves, sometimes it's necessary to get help from a third person who's not involved in the conflict. Let's talk about two ways a third person can help resolve conflicts: mediation and arbitration. So, the first way an outside person can help resolve conflicts is through mediation. The outside person works with both people in the conflict to come up with something they can both agree to. With mediation, everyone works together to reach a compromise. For example, if you have two roommates who have a disagreement and they can't come up with a solution themselves, then mediation would involve them asking someone like, say, a mutual friend. The friend would talk to both roommates and help them reach a compromise to solve the disagreement. Thus, the friend helps them reach the agreement together. The other option is arbitration. With arbitration, the third person listens to both sides of the story and then makes a decision. Both disagreeing parties have to go along with that decision. Usually one person wins and the other one loses. But it's the third person, the one who decides, who's in control. For example, say those two roommates who are having a conflict, say they take their case to court. They both go to court and tell the judge their side, their argument. After the judge hears what both people have to say, he or she decides what will be done. Probably the judge will agree with one of the roommates and disagree with the other. And that's final. Both roommates must do what the judge says, whether they agree or not.
Using the example from the professor's lecture, explain how mediation and arbitration are used to resolve conflicts.
Begin to prepare your response after the beep. Begin speaking after the beep.
The professors in the sociology class talk about two ways that third persons to settle the conflicts. And one is militations, and another is arbitrations. The militations is to have the third persons is work together with two friends. For example, two roommates have the neutral friends, and the neutral friend will talk to both with the two roommates if the two roommates have conflicts, and after that, they will get some agreement and the conflicts was eliminated. The arbitrations is to have judge at two sides, and the judge will agree with one side and deny the another side.